What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Over the Octagon podcast. It is officially fight week for UFC 315. The first title defense for Belal Muhammad against the challenger Jack Della Maddalena. A second title fight in the co-main between Valentina Shevchenko, Manon Fiorot. Some great fights, including José Aldo, Graasso on this card as well. We're going to dive in, dissect it all, give you some bets, our opinions, our predictions right here. If you're not already, make sure you click that subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, like the video. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Amazon Music, make sure you follow the show. Anyway, let's get right into it, baby.
Take the mask off, let them see your fangs. Every scar is a story with pain. Red wine on the carpet stains, like you have to go and say her name. I bet you never really prayed for rain. Black roses attracted to flames. Darkness just fuels my day. I think I'm past insane. Don't blink, I think it's already over. Think fast, kid, you only get older. This one's for the fallen soldiers. It's a full moon and I want that closure. Have you ever had a voice in your head that wants to fight everyone until they're all dead? Well, I do. Yeah, it's craving flesh. The voice in my head has become my friend. Break the system. Save me from myself. You're self-inflicted. You're bad for my own health. This is Over the Octagon. Welcome to the shit show.
Yes, sir. We're back, baby. Welcome back to Over the Octagon ahead of UFC 315 with your hosts, Evan and Joel.
Yes, sir.
We are here, man. It is officially fight week. We're back with a pay-per-view. We've been putting up with some fight nights for a little minute now.
Some dookie cheese, boy.
Ooh,
Cheers.
Let's get right into it, man. You have Belal Muhammad, who became the champion last summer, beat Leon Edwards in Manchester for the welterweight title, makes his first title defense against Jack Della Maddalena.
Who's fighting Jack Della?
Belal Muhammad.
Oh, that's his name. I forgot it for a second there. You know. Fucking JDM versus Belal, baby.
JDM versus Belal, main event. I'm trying to get myself excited for this fight in this card as much as I despise Belal, excuse me. And I honestly my prediction, not to get too far ahead, but my prediction is why I'm not looking forward to this very much is because I just think Belal's going to win a decision out of this. Unless JDM can catch him, right?
He has 5 rounds to do it, better than 3. So, I mean.
Do you agree? I mean, do you see it kind of going the same way?
Yeah, we talked about that last night. Like, I've watched the Jack Della fights. You know, is he great? Is he good? Yes, absolutely. But is he something that Belal, I feel like, hasn't seen already? No.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the way Belal manhandled Leon, I mean, he's got wins over Sean Brady after seeing Sean Brady last. I mean, like, Belal's wins are not bad. It's just the way he wins, you know? And that's what sucks.
Right. He has beaten elite competition. I mean, for sure, right? I mean, he's 24-3 overall record. I mean, he's on an absolute tear, right? Like, just an absolute tear of a win streak. He's beaten everybody.
Because his last loss was what, to Leon?
It wasn't a loss.
Well, it wasn't really
it was a no
contest.
contest because of an eye poke. I mean, his last loss, you got to scroll a while to find his last loss, and it hasn't been in the UFC. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
He lost to Vicente Luque in 2016.
Okay, so damn.
That was
2016, impressive.
That was his last loss.
I mean, that's good, dude.
That he got knocked out in the first round. He came back after that and beat Randy Brown.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's got wins over Jeff Neal. I mean, he got win over Leon Edwards, obviously, Damian Maia, Wonder Boy. He beat Luque in the rematch in 2022. Obviously, KO Sean Brady in round 2 back in 2022 as well. Beat Gilbert Burns by unanimous decision.
Yeah, I mean, Bilal's got a record, dude, and his record's not bad. And I just don't know if Jack Della has that right now, you know?
Yeah, it is weird, especially like Jack, Della Maddalena obviously ranked 5th coming off a KO win over Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert Burns, yeah.
That
was still in the last round, wasn't it?
That was third round.
Yeah, third round.
Yeah. I mean, he is on a pretty impressive win streak himself and has not lost in the UFC. He's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fight win streak in the UFC.
How many of those are by finish?
KO, submission, KO, KO, KO. So 6, 5. 5 by finish, 2 decision.
Okay. Not bad.
Yep.
I just feel like Bilal's better.
Split decision win over Hafez. Submitted Randy Brown. KO'd Roosevelt Roberts.
And this is kind of not really short notice, but wasn't it a replacement?
Sorry, Danny Roberts. Yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to get into. Not short notice at all, obviously.
Yeah.
But it is, I mean, I don't know that it's a replacement, but Shavkat was hurt. Shavkat couldn't take the title fight, so they gave it to Jack Della Maddalena. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. You weren't going to give it to a guy like Ian Gary, who at the time was coming off a loss to Shavkat. You weren't going to give it to Leon. He just beat Leon.
Yeah.
And then Leon obviously had the fight booked against Sean Brady and got dominated there. You're not.
I feel like the real match would have been Sean Brady Belal rematch, but I think we may see that next.
Yeah, I mean, or you may, maybe a number 1 contender fight between Ian Gary and Sean Brady.
Yeah, that's true too.
But I mean,
if
right
Belal
now,
wins,
currently, they do have Sean Brady ranked number 1 ahead of Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Yeah. No, definitely.
So, but I mean, I think given the circumstances and timing of everything, there really wasn't anybody else to kind of step in and take Shavkat's place except for Jack Della Maddalena.
But so to my knowledge, there's quite a decent, there's some decent implications on this fight though to determine other fights, and that's I think why this fight is intriguing though, because it is going to result in some other fights with Islam and Ilya. So I think
potentially,
from what what has been said, if Belal does win, then, Belal will stay the champ and he'll likely fight, number 1 contender fighter, whoever that next person is. But if Jack Della Maddalena wins, then Islam is going to go up a weight class to fight for the second belt, and then it'll vacate his title for Ilya to fight Arman, is what I was reading.
Ilya versus Arman for the vacant
lightweight title.
Okay, so I mean, just for the sake of the UFC and fights we want to see, I mean, let's go JDM. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to see Islam at welterweight. I think that'd be sick. I think he beats a lot of these guys at welterweight. We'll have to see how big he really is. But I think he does obviously beat most of these guys at welterweight. Sure. I just don't. I just have a hard time seeing. I have a hard time seeing JDM being able to beat Belal. Just
me too. But I mean, like I said, I don't know if what if Ilya was like, I mean, Ilya's still big, dude. Like he could beat, Islam could fight him and then Ilya could beat Islam. Imagine that. And then Ilya's like, fuck it, I'm going to fight Belal then since you would. And then I'll go for then he becomes the first person to get 3 belts.
I can't see him doing 170.
I know it's a
155
big
for
jump
him
from
is a
55 to
stretch.
70, dude.
Yeah,
It's a big jump. But if he's saying he weighs 194, though, I mean,
yeah, but it's the height. It's the
I
way he
know,
carries the weight. That's just. I mean, he would be at a crazy disadvantage everywhere, I think.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, you're right to bring up that point. I mean, that's kind of
that is what makes this fight worth it, just because
that's
you want to know the outcome.
Everybody's been waiting to see the outcome and what's happened because we don't have a fight for International Fight Week. We haven't gotten that real big announcement that it seems like we've kind of been waiting for. And it does, you're right, seem to all hinge upon this fight.
Yeah. And which I think we're going to know next week if Tom and John are booked.
Yeah. I hope so, man.
I think they're going to headline International Fight Week, and the co-main event is going to be whatever the outcome of this is.
What do you mean by that? Whatever the outcome of this is.
Yeah, so like if JDM wins, then we see Islam JDM International Fight Week. If Belal wins, then we see Ilya versus
I don't think you're going to put Tom. You're not going to put Tom Aspinall, John Jones, and then a co-main of Islam and JDM. No way.
Topuria, Islam.
Oh, yeah, maybe. If JDM wins, you said.
No, if JDM wins, then you may see Islam JDM.
Yeah, not as a co-main event.
You don't think so?
No.
Not an international type fight week?
No.
I don't know.
What?
How long would they make that wait? Wait, late in the year?
I mean, longer than a month. International Fight Week's end of June.
That's true.
You're not gonna make that fight.
So then you don't think none of these fighters will fight on International Fight Week then?
No, absolutely not.
Islam Ilya?
I mean, maybe Islam and Ilya, yeah, but not as a co-main event. That's a fucking
headliner.
Fight. That's not a co-main event. That'd be the greatest co-main event of all time.
I just don't know how big they're trying to make International Fight Week because, dude,
it's always decent, but it's not a UFC 300. Like, it's not, they don't. It happens every year. It's not like some once in a lifetime event. They're not gonna, stack the co-main with like one of the greatest.
What I don't want is for them to push Tom and John back to November. Like New York.
Sure,
which is
that's
the
probably what's going to happen. Yeah, because it's like that whole situation is so ridiculous to me at this point, and it's really putting a stain on everything. But
I know.
Whatever. So co-main event, women's flyweight title, Valentina Shevchenko versus Manon Fiorot. And actually, we talked about this a little bit last night ourselves, but I will say I am surprised to see Manon Fiorot as a slight betting favorite.
I mean, I am, but I'm not at the same time. I mean, Valentina has lost. She did lose to Alexa Graasso. She also did beat Alexa Graasso. So one thing I do know about Valentina is she tends to, like, until she truly knows her opponent, she tends to struggle. And I think that's why she lost against, Alexa Graasso the first time. But in the second fight, she dominated her because she knew what strategy to go in there.
The second fight, it was a draw.
Third fight, I'm sorry. In the third fight, where she finally just decided to grapple with her and wrestle her and, hold her down and figured her game plan out. But the first two fights, it took 2 fights to figure her out, Yeah. The good thing about Manon Fiorot, though, is she's kind of similar in style. So it's maybe Valentina will have kind of that slight edge, in my opinion, just from her, experience and who she's fought.
I'm kind of thinking the same thing because as you kind of look through Manon Fiorot's record and her resume, I mean, she's just she really hasn't fought or beat anyone even close to the competition that Valentina Shevchenko.
Oh no, not close, not at all.
Before Valentina, got submitted by Alexa Graasso, Valentina was up there as one of the women's goats.
Yeah, I mean, she still is.
Still is. So it's just, I don't know.
I mean, she's arguably 2 or 3, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know that Manon Fiorot really has faced this level of competition before. But that being said, she has looked very good.
Yeah,
And we don't really know. And then Valentina is getting older.
that's true.
Is this one of those kind of passing of the torch moments? But I don't know. I like Valentina in this fight.
I do too.
Especially at plus what I'm looking at is plus 130
Yeah, same.
at plus money. Yeah, I like it. I just for the more experience, how high of an IQ Valentina has. Obviously she showed in that last fight at the Sphere. Wasn't the most entertaining fight. But I mean, she dominated Graasso with wrestling and taking her down and keeping her on the ground. And so obviously she showed like how elite she is and how well-rounded she is. So with as high of a fighter IQ as Valentina has, as skilled as she is everywhere, I think that she's smart enough and experienced enough to come into this fight with a game plan she's gonna leave with a win.
I don't disagree. I mean, and to be fair, I mean, Fiorot has fought decent competition. I mean, she's beaten Rose, she's beaten Blanchfield, who was
she at KO'd Tabitha Ricci.
Yeah, and she knocked out Ricci. Even Jennifer Maya and Caitlin Charcute. Yeah, well,
whatever
her old name, but yeah, she at one point was fighting for a title against the back in the day, but still though. And then Silva was also Myra Buena at that point was good. Now she sucks, but I mean, I agree with you though. I just don't feel like it's Valentina's just been there, done that,
Right.
I just don't know if there's any, again, just like the Belal thing. I don't know if there's anybody Jack Della's face that Belal wouldn't dominate,
Sure. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so that's your co-main title fight. I mean, 2 title fights on this card. And again, like it has potential. This card has potential to be great. Right? To be great. No. It really hinges upon Belal's fighting style. Is he going to play the villain again and fight with this style and squeak out a decision win and people are going to fucking hate the fight. Nobody's going to want to watch it. I mean, he has to have like the smallest fan base for a UFC champion that ever existed.
Who, Belal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe that any of the people that are on Twitter or online that are actually claiming to be Belal fans are real. I think they're all bots paid by his manager. I don't think anybody's really a Belal fan.
Actually, you know what's crazy? All right. I'm so glad that you said that because I ain't gonna lie. A couple of nights ago, I was in my zone, I'll call it that, and I was having some MMA deep thoughts in my brain. What if Belal is like a fucking wizard? Like, what if he's a mastermind and the whole reason people actually respect him in the MMA world, but he like wants them to act like no one gives a fuck about him. So like I thought about the Daniel Cormier thing, and that's what made me think about this Belal scenario. When Daniel Cormier called him Leon Edwards when he was announcing him as a champion.
Yeah.
What if Belal told him to do that before the fight, just so it gave people like this thought that no one gives a fuck a lot? What if he's following like this storyline to like no one give a fuck about him, but he's like truly telling people like, no, call me Leon Edwards. It'll be funny. Like, what if he's just like a dumbass and a wizard behind all of this? Like, people not thinking he's cool.
Well, first off, I don't think that happened for sure, because I don't think DC would go along with that and do that on a pay-per-view on purpose. But that's my point. Like, Belal is playing this villain.
Yeah, I feel like he's playing this arc. Like he's playing into it. And I feel like it's
playing into
kind of funny.
Well, yeah, because it's kind of like at the end of the day, he is the UFC welterweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the greatest welterweight on the planet at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we're saying he's going to beat the next guy. And there's not really many people that can beat him. So
he just wins fights. Right, he just wins fights. The people just don't like the way in which he wins them, and he really doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think he just doesn't care.
Yeah, he's just gonna keep winning.
And then this whole like remember the name thing, and people play into it, like, who is he? Just like I did at the very beginning of the show. Like, who's he fighting? Like, I feel like he just like enjoys it. Like he plays along with it, and it makes it that much better. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I heard DC call him Leon Edwards, like it just it made too much sense for him to be like, what if Belal was like, I'm gonna beat this guy, and when I do beat him, call me by the by Leon's name, so everybody thinks it's like a joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be hilarious if that was true.
All right, so other fights you have. So we're not sure about the 5th fight on this main card yet. We talked about that before we hit the record button today.
Yep.
Benoit Saint Denis and Joel Alvarez is off. Sounds like Alvarez is injured. We were really excited for that fight.
I also read this morning that he's actually going to be going up.
Who? Alvarez?
Alvarez, yeah.
Okay. So
after his injury heals, he's going to go up a weight class.
Okay. So he's
That's what I read this morning.
To welterweight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that means that I don't know what could be next for BSD, because we were even talking last night that maybe just book the rematch on a different date, you know?
Sure. Sure.
Now it says Alvarez is going up, but he's big, dude.
Yeah,
he's tall as fuck. So
yeah, he is big. And then you have José Aldo versus Zahabi on this, and Alexa Graasso, Natalia Silva to round out this main card. You're on Zahabi.
Oh no, I'm not. I ain't got that far yet. I didn't know we were talking about that fight. Are we talking about that fight?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, I just thought you were announcing the fights. So that fight, you know, I was actually looking a little bit into it, and Zahabi, he's coming off of a couple wins in a row. Like, I don't think he's lost yet, right? In the UFC, he's undefeated in the UFC. Right. And you know, Aldo is obviously not getting any younger. I mean, and then he lost his last fight, right? José Aldo did.
He did. He lost a split decision, or it might have been unanimous.
Yeah, because remember, it was like the worst fucking fight ever by Mario Batista. Was like horrible. Yeah. So my theory is, if you let that, if José Aldo let Mario Batista win a split decision in the worst fight of all time, I just don't see how he's gonna do any better or any different against Aman Zahabi, even though he's the favorite. Zahabi's bringing in momentum, good momentum. And José Aldo, no offense, but he's not getting any younger, dude. He's on his way out the door.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it might be a Zahabi time, and it's in Canada. He's got the home crowd advantage. It's like, you know.
Yeah, but that hasn't really worked out well for Canadians in the past.
Never does, but it never does. But, I mean, like I said.
I'm going to bring that up to you next. Like, I mean, traditionally, we see Canadians not fare well in Canada.
Yeah.
Here's the only thing I'll bring up and see what you kind of think about it. I think Zahabi is going to be a willing participant with José Aldo, not like Batista was, right? Mario Batista kind of held on to him and won this weird clinch fight.
Yep.
I don't think Zahabi's going to do that. I think Zahabi's going to be a willing participant. And it might play right into kind of what makes José Aldo world class and one of the greatest fighters of all time.
It's possible too.
I believe that is where the minus 225 favorite for Aldo comes from. Just a matchup of styles, right?
Maybe
just a fight of styles. But I think Zahabi's dangerous. Like I do think Zahabi's dangerous, but so is José Aldo.
Yep.
But I'm gonna take the dog, dude. I'm going to take the dog again in this. I mean,
you're going to take Zahabi?
I'm going to take Zahabi plus 185 all
by
day
decision.
Long. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd love to see the odds on that, on what Zahabi is by decision. But yeah,
I'd say it's probably plus.
Got to be at least
310.
Plus 300. Yeah. So I mean, like, you know, Zahabi wanted a unanimous decision against Munoz. Against Basharat, you know, decision against Ricky Tercios, who nobody seems to be able to finish. That dude fucking ridiculously tough, except for Raul Rojas, who submitted him. But Zahabi, yeah, I mean, I think he can do enough to get this win against José Aldo. José Aldo's just, you're getting up there in age.
Yep.
even though he has looked great at bantamweight. The last time we saw him at Brazil before that Mario Batista fight. But Batista fight definitely left me with a little bad taste in my mouth, kind of. Like, I just don't know that he's going to be able to do enough against Zahabi, like you said, in Canada.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Can Zahabi break the Canadian curse? Is it possible?
Might be
I
possible,
think he does, dude. At plus 185, give me Zahabi.
I like it.
To upset José Aldo at UFC 315. All right. We're very excited for this fight.
My favorite fight on the card, bro.
Anybody that listens knows that we fucking love women's MMA. It's our
Yeah.
shit. It's our favorite. Alexa Graasso, Natalia Silva.
It's my dog.
Natalia Silva, minus 225 favorite.
Let's go.
Against
I'm hammering
Alexa Graasso. Yeah, I mean, dude, she has looked incredible. She is undefeated in the UFC with wins over Jasmine Judavicius, wins over Andrea Lee, and Jessica Andrade in her last fight, right? So she is currently 6-0 in the UFC.
Yep.
Extremely dangerous. But Alexa Graasso, former champion. Alexa Graasso's last 3 fights have all been against Valentina Shevchenko, who we both admittingly just said is one of the greatest of all time.
It's fine.
There are some similar opponents, but I will say, like, Graasso loses decisions to Esparza, to Tatiana Suarez. She got submitted in the first round. But I don't think Natalia Silva is going to play that game. This should be a striking battle, which Natalia Silva is incredible on the feet. But we do know how good Alexa Grasso's boxing is as well.
Got to keep the space.
I'm going to assume that you are going to go with Natalia Silva on this fight. Is that correct?
Bro, to the death of me, dog. That's my girl, bro. I'm riding with her all the way till that strap's around her stomach, bro. I told y'all this in the New Year's episode that my pick of the year for new fighter to be a champion was Natalia Silva. And I'm telling you, she wins here and then fights for the belt at the end of the year and becomes the flyweight champion.
I do think that is very possible if Now, do you think it matters who wins the co-main between Shevchenko and Fiorot? Or if Natalia Silva wins here, is she next?
She's next.
So you think even if Fiorot wins, there's no rematch
No.
for Shevchenko?
No.
Okay. That would be
They're not doing that they're not doing that again.
Right.
They're not doing that again. We just saw 3 rematches, like 2 rematches in a row. We're not doing that again.
Yeah, right. I get that.
Shevchenko's too late in her career to be doing rematches after rematches. The competition's there. Keep it moving.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. I think I like Natalia Silva here. I think Graasso got dominated by Shevchenko on the ground. Obviously a great boxer, but she wasn't having success. Let's just be honest. She wasn't having success in her first fight against Shevchenko really on the feet. She caught Shevchenko in a spinning attack and jumped on her back like a monkey and choked her out.
Yeah.
Impressive win.
Sure.
Impressive win. But how does that translate to somebody that is an elite striker like Natalia Silva is? I tend to agree with you. I'm riding with Natalia Silva here as well.
Dude, that's my pick of the night. Like, I'm riding with
betting the house on it.
100%.
Betting the house on it.
She's a dog, dude.
So we did talk about the BSD Joel Alvarez fight being off. We are not sure. So let me just run down through the prelims, and we can kind of talk about them maybe as a whole. Mike Malott, Charles Radke, right now is currently your featured prelim. We discussed earlier, maybe you move that fight up. Then you have another women's flyweight belt, Jessica Andrade versus Jasmine Judavicius. I think that's a great fight, actually.
It is a good fight.
Bukauskas versus Cutelabra
Bahu?
Bukauskas.
Oh, okay.
What'd I say?
Bukaki.
Bukauskas. Modestus Bukauskas. Light heavyweight bout against Ian Cutelaba. That's actually a banger, low key.
Yeah, it is a good
sleeper
fight.
fight pick of the night is
Sleeper fight pick right there.
Yeah, sleeper fight.
Cutelaba's
fight
fucking dog.
Yeah, both of these guys, bro. Both of these guys, and even odds.
Yeah,
dead even odds for this. So, give me that as my sleeper fight of the night. Navajo Sterling versus Ivan Urslan, light
another
heavyweight.
good fight.
Yes, another great fight on the prelims.
Remember Sterling's last fight? He's a dog too, dude. That guy's good, bro.
Yes. Now we get into the early prelims as they stand currently. Marc-Andre Barriault, Bruno Silva, banger. I think somebody's getting knocked the fuck out, personally.
Yeah, dude, because both of these guys are just prone to getting their shit kicked in.
Yeah, so Bruno Silva, 23-12 with 20 knockouts, 14 first-round finishes.
Yeah, didn't Barriault get knocked out in his last fight?
Joe Pyfer, yep.
No, he lost again by knockout.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Remember, he got knocked out in a brutal-ass fashion. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so on a two-fight skid, Barriault on a two-fight knockout skid, give me Bruno Silva by knockout. Daniel Santos versus Jung Young Lee from South Korea, featherweight. And then your opening fight of the night at Bantamweight, this motherfucker just doesn't go away. Somehow he's still in the UFC, winning decisions.
Fight,
Brad Katona. Yeah, it is. Versus Beksat Almakhan, Bantamweight. Almakhan obviously made his UFC debut a little over a year ago against Umar Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, dude.
That was a short notice fill-in.
Yeah, Almakhan's about to dog Brad Katona, bro.
I think so too, yeah.
He's about to dog him.
He's a slight favorite at -175. I think that's crazy value.
I agree.
I'm going to take Beksat Almakhan on that all day long.
I mean, these fights are promising. There's a lot of decent fights on this card.
Yes.
Way better than last night. Last night was
Des Moines,
was a joke, dude. I mean,
UFC Des Moines, not obviously great. The boys were fucking falling asleep during that fight.
Dude, that's the first time I wanted to legitimately just stop watching fighting because I was that fuck this. This sucks.
Yeah.
Even the Cohen main was it was okay, but it was just not good.
The co and the main event definitely brought it back.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
but still, though, it didn't make it from. It brought it from maybe a 5 card to a 6 card.
Yeah. I would go lower. I would say
4 to 5,
4 to 6.
Yeah,
because I do think the way RDR finished Bo Nickel.
Yeah, that's
he
pretty
fucking
huge.
Dominated Bo Nickel, dude.
Yeah. Oh, he did. Yeah.
RDR is fucking good.
And Bo Nickel needs to shut the fuck up now. He can't say shit.
Yeah, he needs to just get in the gym and learn how to fucking change his game up a little bit and strike.
Yeah.
Because his wrestling clearly is not good enough to win him fights against any ranked opponent.
He just needs to go back to dogging people, dude. He needs to quit being so trying to be all fancy.
He has that ability, Joel. I don't. I really don't think he has that ability to do that. He did that against literal nobodies, trash cans. They propped up this hype with trash cans, and then he faced good opponents. He pitched a shutout against
Paul Craig.
Paul Craig, thank you. But underwhelming. Last night's result was the most predictable thing ever.
Yeah,
it really was. I texted that to you yesterday before the event, and it was the easiest fucking pick ever.
I couldn't believe that Vegas got it that wrong. They were really wrong.
Well, I don't know, man. I think sometimes I do think that all of that gets played into the hype, and there was a ton of people picking Bo Nickel last night.
I know.
I think people just get lost in the hype. I really do. And like when you actually watch those two fight, like not prior to last night, like there was no way in which I saw Bo Nickel was going to be able to win.
I think RDR gets way bigger shot next. I think he gets
top 10.
I think he gets top 7.
Yeah, possible. But yeah, I mean that, obviously, and then, the main event was great. Good finish by Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah, gross too.
Destroyed Davison Figueiredo's knee. Davison Figueiredo tried to play the leg lock game, didn't work out for him.
Yeah, Corey Sandhagen beat the shit out of him. Those odds were justified.
Well, and that's what we needed to see from Corey Sandhagen, right? I mean, that's the fight we needed to see from him, for him to kind of call his shot next on, what he's going to do and who he's going to fight and all that.
Dude, world, if we don't see O'Malley versus Sandhagen, I'm going to be so mad, dude. Like, that has to be a fight we see at some point, man.
Well, I mean, we'll see, right? Like, you have Merab and O'Malley fighting again June 7th. I believe if Merab wins that fight, you'll probably get it. I think if Merab wins that fight, you'll probably get it.
But then who would Merab fight?
Man, I don't know. I mean, looking at Bantamweight, Peter Yan rematch.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Maybe it is Peter Yan next.
Maybe a Peter Yan rematch. Umar's still there. I think Umar needs to get a win after he pretty much got dominated by Merab. The only problem is if O'Malley wins, Merab will get a rematch, in my opinion, because first off, Sean's getting a rematch, and
that's
Merab
true.
defended in the meantime, like in the middle of winning the belt and rematching O'Malley, he defended and beat Umar, who was the number 1 contender.
That's true.
Like he took on the challenger that everybody said nobody wanted to fight, and he fucking dog walked him. So, I mean, I think if O'Malley wins, it's going to be a Merab rematch. If Merab wins, you might get a Peter Yan fight, and then eventually, maybe later on in the year, we finally get Sean O'Malley, Corey Sandhagen, which would be sick. Or, I mean,
be sick.
Corey and Umar rematch, right? I mean, they fought before, didn't they? Right? Umar beat him.
Yeah, he beat him. Decision, I think, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, that might be a fight that Corey wants back more than the O'Malley fight. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't think you give Corey an immediate title shot. I don't think, but it's tough to say. But anyway, we went through. This is UFC 315, official fight week, baby. I'm excited. I'm excited for a pay-per-view again. Big event in Canada.
Joe Rogan will not be there because he doesn't go to Canada.
Correct. Joe Rogan won't be there, so I'm guessing DC and Bisping and John Anik.
Yeah. Probably Bisping.
Likely.
Yeah.
Bisping's been working, boy. That motherfucker been all over the place. He was in Kansas City. Was in Iowa. Now in Canada. That motherfucker's all over the place. He's going to need to go home after this. But it's better. I would rather, as much stupid shit as he says sometimes, I would still rather him, I think, than Dominic Cruz.
100%.
Personally.
Or Paul Felder.
Yeah, I don't mind Paul Felder as much. Dominic Cruz, it's just the tone of his voice. It's just the monotone tone of his voice that just fucking kills me.
Bisping was saying some dumb shit last night, though.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah. He's going to get Mount now. It's like, he's going to knock him out now. Like, it's just like, he just throws out these, like, ridiculous hypotheticals of things that could possibly, potentially, maybe happen, if the guy lets it like, it's just, like, ridiculous.
Did we see who got bonuses last night? The co-main and main. Okay.
I did not see.
All right. Co-main and main. Performance of the night, Sandhagen. Performance of the night, RDR. Performance of the night, Azamat Bokov. And performance of the night, Kwang Lee.
Okay. No fight of the night.
1, 2.
No fight of the night bonus. 4 performance of the night bonuses. No fight of the night bonus. You know whose fault that is, don't you?
Yeah, Mason Jones. Yeah.
That was easy fight of the night, except Mason Jones just went out there and secured a win. God damn it.
Yeah, they were banging in that first and second half of the second round, dude. They were going in.
I mean, dude, as much shit like as I could talk on that dude, but like realistically, like he did the smart thing. Like,
oh yeah,
like because he was getting rocked by Jeremy Stevens in the second round, and it was close. So he went out there and did what he had to do to get the win. I can't not.
Wow,
respect
no,
that.
I really don't like how no performance in the night bonus for D-Rod.
Yeah,
that's kind of shocking.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
dude, he had the best looking finish last night, though.
Yeah, but it came in the third round after, like, not a great first 2 rounds. And then you look at who does get performance tonight. Like, you're not going to give it to him over any of those guys.
I guess, yeah, true.
You know, even Azamat Beko, that was a first-round knockout.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that loader guy got his ass whooped.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That dude sucks. Like, honestly, that dude sucks. We knew that he sucked. He won maybe the worst Ultimate Fighter season ever. So, whatever, dude. Yeah, that dude sucks. And he set the tone for how bad American wrestling was about to get trashed last night. And it happened.
And unfortunately, they did.
Yeah.
Pretty bad, so.
But, all right, that's it for this week. As I said before, don't forget, if you're listening over on YouTube or watching over on YouTube, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up. Like the video. If you're listening on Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, or Spotify, don't forget to follow the show. Leave us a comment over on Spotify as well. Let us know your predictions for UFC 315, and we will catch y'all next week, baby. Interview also dropping shortly, so we will have some bonus content coming out this week. Since it being a Belal fight, we have to prop shit up with other content, so that's how it goes. Because Belal fucking sucks. Nobody knows his name. Anyway, catch y'all later. See you on the next one. Peace out. Bye.